What to do when Ubuntu GRUB fails to find Windows? Have you ever faced the frustrating situation where your Ubuntu system just won't recognize your Windows installation? This is a common issue that can happen after installing or upgrading Ubuntu. Let's break down what you can do when the GRUB bootloader fails to find Windows. First, it is essential to understand what GRUB is. The Grand Unified Bootloader is the default bootloader for Ubuntu and many other Linux distributions. It manages the startup process and allows you to choose between different operating systems, like Ubuntu and Windows. If GRUB does not find Windows, it cannot show it as an option during boot, which can lead to booting directly into Ubuntu or not booting at all. Next, check if your system is using UEFI or legacy BIOS mode. Modern computers typically use UEFI firmware, while older systems may use legacy BIOS. Both Ubuntu and Windows need to be installed in the same mode. If Windows is installed in UEFI mode and Ubuntu is in legacy mode, GRUB may not detect Windows. You can verify this in your BIOS or UEFI settings. If the boot modes are consistent, the next step is to update the GRUB configuration. You can do this by opening a terminal in Ubuntu and running the command sudo update grub. This command scans all disks and partitions for other operating systems and updates the GRUB configuration file to include them. It is a straightforward first step that often resolves the issue. If updating GRUB does not work, consider using the boot repair tool. This user-friendly utility is designed to fix boot issues. To use it, boot from an Ubuntu Live USB, install boot repair, and run it. Select the recommended repair option, and it often restores the dual boot capability between Ubuntu and Windows. Another thing to check is the FI boot entries. In UEFI systems, boot entries are stored in non-volatile random access memory. Sometimes, the Windows Boot Manager entry may be missing or not prioritized. You can use tools like FBootnger in Ubuntu or access the UEFI firmware settings to check and adjust the boot order. If automated tools do not help, you might need to manually reinstall GRUB. Boot into an Ubuntu Live USB, mount your Ubuntu system partition, and root into your installed system. Then, reinstall GRUB targeting the correct FI partition and update the GRUB configuration. This method requires some familiarity with the Linux command line. If Windows still does not boot, repairing the Windows bootloader using a Windows recovery USB may be necessary. After repairing it, you can reinstall GRUB to restore the dual boot menu. When Ubuntu's GRUB fails to find Windows, it usually relates to boot mode mismatches, missing boot entries, or corrupted configurations. Tools like Update GRUB and Boot Repair can simplify the detection and repair of these issues. Understanding the differences between the boot processes of Windows and Ubuntu is essential for effective troubleshooting. By ensuring consistent installation modes and properly configured bootloaders, you can enjoy the benefits of dual boot setups with both operating systems.